Hi guys, it's Bly, and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress. Today we create our new fortress in the universe of enchantments. Our story begins with the Urn of Mightiness, way up north in the Accidental Land. With a growing population of goblins to the south and the elves to the east, the Urn of Mightiness decide to secure some land to the northwestern side of the Accidental Land. We finalize our embark here in the Swamp of Enchanters. Since all 7 doors are going to be getting names for this playthrough, I decided to skip out on introducing them until we're on the map. We go with your basic embark tools and food and drink and cloth, and we opt for 2 cats, 2 dogs, and 1 alpaca. The name of our settlement will be MonstrousTower. I have a couple ideas just with that name. And the name of our group will be The Last Standard. I thought it was pretty badass, so I'm gonna keep that. And with all that finalized and set, we're ready to embark. Strike the earth. With a quick glance at our map, the first thing I notice is a giant waterfall, and the water flows all the way down to the very bottom of the base of this mountain. That's pretty damn cool. Now let's start by introducing our dwarves. Muffin, our carpenter who also likes to sing from time to time. And here's Bort the miner, who can cut a few stones here and there. And Shem, our military tactician. And here's Peppa Puffson, our stonecrafter. And then there's Fife, the wrestler, who also likes to cheat sometimes by biting too. Vibs, our woodcutter and animal handler. And last but not least, T Jr., the expedition leader. She might look innocent enough, but trust me, she's done a bit of lying in her days. With all the dwarves introduced, let's start by chopping down some wood and setting up a wood stockpile. And of course, we're going to dig our way down into this mountain. I want to build something in or around this waterfall. And to be honest, I'm not sure what that'll be yet. But hey, look, there's some hippos chilling in the water. I'm sure they're friendly. And speaking of that, we should probably take a look at what other wildlife we have. With fear of being stuck above ground with the giant otters, we decide to carve out some tunnels into the mountain. Not even 20 seconds after all of this, both of my dogs were found dead in the wooden stockpile. Now, how the hell would that happen? Well, you see, an agitated hippo decided to kick both of my dogs straight in the face, and both of their heads exploded. Yep, that's Dwarf Fortress. It's a minor setback, but we don't need dogs, so it'll be okay. And with the workshop area finally mined out, we're able to put up our basic workshops. And for some reason, Fife is already in a bad mood, and I guess she's embarrassed that we don't have enough chairs. Kinda weird, but whatever. She's already a pretty interesting dwarf. Here you go, Fife. And let's also get a stockpile going down here. We gotta get everything off the carts, ASAP. And since she was so upset about our rate of production, we appoint Fife as our manager. Hopefully she'll keep our production up. We also carve ourselves out a meeting area / dining hall over here by the waterfall. And with all of it furnished, we now have a spot to create and consume food and drink. We also can't forget to make a residential area, so we start to carve out some rooms for our dwarves. Back up above ground, we start digging some channels as well, because we're going to connect this moat. We're not sure of the dangers that are going to meet us here in the Swamp of Enchanters, but of course we're going to make ourselves ready for it. And not soon after digging those channels, we get our first wave of migrants. Let's see how many that we get. Oh, we got 2. 2 is better than none. Well, welcome to the MonstrousTower, dwarves. Oh, and can somebody grab this silver warhammer and bit of cloth in the water? And finally, our first caravan arrives. We're able to restock up on food and drink and buy some more cloth. And after a bit of time passes, we get our second migrant wave. This time, we got way more than 2. And we ended up with a total of 18 dwarves. And wow, Life is still very angry. She's actually the angriest dwarf in this fortress. So much so that she's just yelling at T Jr. in her sleep. And as the expedition leader, I think she has the authority to demote Fife. It's pretty unacceptable behavior. We'll replace her with a Voos, who is much more experienced anyways. After a quick glance at our world map, I already see something very weird. We're at peace with the goblins, but we're at war with the elves. Now, I have no problem being at war with the elves, but it is weird that the goblins are fine with us. Well, since we're so far west, hopefully the elves won't invade us so early on. But for now, just to be safe, let's finish this moat. Let's slowly dig our way over here. Alright, time to strike the earth. Oh, uh-oh. You'll be alright. Get on out of there. Well, it wasn't pretty, and it still isn't pretty, but we have a moat, with some bridges too. Now, I was given an anonymous tip from a Twitch chatter that I should forbid all my logs to make sure that no dwarves get suicidal. And yes, I do stream at twitch.tv/blybly, link in the description below. With the moat finally completed, we can go back to focusing on our little waterfall meeting place. We decide to move the tables and chairs over to the windows and take the windows out. I think it'll be cool to have the water splashing back onto you as you enjoy a couple beers and eat some food. And now we start digging out a tunnel to the entrance to our new tavern. that is also going to be built into the waterfall. Let's just give Bort and Peppa Puffson a little bit of time to dig that out for us. And while those tunnels are being mined, we find T Jr. Jr. dead. She was killed by a giant mosquito. The mosquito must have sucked her blood dry like a juice box. You will be missed, T Jr. Jr. I guess we should start making tombs. And now, Cog Dabbled Letter assumes position as expedition leader. And hopefully you won't die of a gruesome death, just like T Jr. Jr. At least our tavern is finally carved out. We give it a zone and a name. The Barricaded Honey. And of course, since Muffin can sing, he's going to be our performer. And since we don't have a hospital yet for this doctor, instead, he's going to be our tavern keeper. His name is Led Ralnacor. Now let's start filling out this tavern with some tables and chairs. I make some little corner booths with the tables and 3 chairs. I know that only 1 chair can occupy 1 table at one time, but it was aesthetically pleasing to me, and I like to imagine that they were little booth tables like you see in the restaurants. I decided to check back up on the Chaos of Fortune, and look at that! Their population is 200, the second most in the entire Red Quake civilization. That's very cool. I actually can't wait to go back and check up on them, and hopefully we'll get to see what Cyanea has done with the place. Oh, and look, our first customer. Lolor Famous Lashed. Well, welcome to the tavern. Feel free to socialize and look at the waterfall. There's been a couple of weird creatures we've already seen up here, but one of the weirder ones are these skink people. I guess they're like little lizard people, and honestly I think they're kinda cool. But while I'm looking at these skink people, I get the alert that someone's under attack, and it's a dwarven child fighting a mosquito. We already know what happened to T Jr. Jr., so who knows what will happen to this child. Oh, she punched it square in the face and it died. Well, and she went right back to playing make-believe. That is one tough dwarf. But of course, when I thought that was the only fighting going on, I see that Shem is being attacked by something, but he went to bed in his room. So I look at the wildlife and see a giant moth, and oh, there it is. Alright Shem, it's time to rally the troops. Assemble the Parched Diamonds, which includes himself, Fibs, Peppa Puffson, and Fife. Let's attack and destroy this moth. And there we go, our first of hopefully many victories with the Parched Diamonds. And with that, I think we'll end the video there. I'm sorry for the shorter video this time, but trust me when I say, MonstrousTower is going to be a fun series. I've already done another stream, and some crazy stuff happens, so make sure to check back for the next video, or come join us at twitch.tv/blybly, and you'll watch it live. And seriously, thank you guys so much. I never thought I would ever hit 100 subscribers, let alone 500. The Dwarf Fortress community has been so nice and welcoming, and it really helped motivate me to keep making these videos. So please, if you do like this content, keep letting me know in the comments, and I'll keep making more for you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.